Hello everybody, it's Joe Vizio. It's been kind of a crazy few weeks. I remember when I started this channel, I was so lost. I wish that I could go back and be able to get the very first video, the very first time I sat in front of this camera and started running my mouth. I was so angry. I was so angry because I had just made that discovery, but I still hadn't had all the pieces together yet. And that was a video filled with a lot of cursing and anger and, well, I'm kind of a different person now. Talk about my mother for a second. Through my adulthood, especially this past 10 years that I've pretty much been taking care of my mother. There was a relationship there. A relationship that for so many years I just kind of accepted for what it was and made the best of what was there. And I've said before, how me and my mother can just sit out on the porch and pass that old peace pipe around. And anyway, it's that part of the relationship that I didn't want to let go of, although I knew for my own sanity, from what I was taught from you all, that no contact is the only solution. So with all the present day videos I've done talking about the stuff that my mother has been doing, I don't have anybody to blame for that but myself, because I allowed it to continue because I was trying to hold on to what I could. And now that the woman is on her way out, I'm just trying for myself not to continue to combat hate with hate. There's no sense in me torturing my mother for stuff that she did in the past. That was never going to make a difference. And I wasn't torturing her. I just... Once I made my discovery and really put all the pieces together, and the truth shall set you free, but first it will piss you off. I was pissed off. I still am, but You know, obviously we're not going to get anywhere on that. So it's up to me to not just let it go, because I know eventually, someday, I am going to let it go. I just don't want that someday to come and for me to have any regret of how I treated this woman while she was on her deathbed. And please, I'm not trying to go against anybody that teaches the lesson kind of Ollie Matthews style. I like Ollie. Ollie's taught me a lot just by listening to him, listening to how he breaks apart other people's stories. Ollie taught me how to be strong. That's how I can sit here and pretty much tell you that although I am going against what Ollie Matthews says, I'm still strong enough to be able to hold my head high and accept responsibility for what I am doing and understand the reasons why I want to do it. So that's going to kind of close the door on that chapter. She's going to have her first round of chemotherapy next week. She's had all her little surgeries to put her port in, and you know, everything's a go. She pretty much spent all of her money on co-pays and stuff like that. So it is going to be up to me and my wife to try and carry her. She does not want to move back into our house. She wants to remain independent for as long as she can. And although I kind of don't think it's fair for her to just come out and say this, die in the home that she's renting a room in, as selfish as this may sound, I don't want her dying in my house in front of my daughter, in front of her granddaughter. You know, all children have to learn the lesson of death. But if we can protect our children from having to witness it in order to learn it, then, you know, I think that makes us a little bit better parents. So, again, that's going to close the chapter on that. My father. You know, it really took me a long time to be able to accept him for what he is. And I can do that partially. But what's really been a struggle to accept is that how much I actually do hate that man now. How much I actually, how I've just gone over everything. And I've even talked to people who were around in my childhood and seen it and didn't quite know how to put their finger on it, but they seen it. Once I put all that together, away went the dream that I had that maybe someday I would be able to sit down and have a conversation with my father. All that hope, the hope that someday he may understand. He may see that life is a two-way street. those dreams have fallen by the wayside some time ago. And I guess one of the big things was for me to be able to tell these stories, to get them out, and deal with the monster that was inside. And I understand now where that monster was created, how that monster was created. And with that, the final step that I think I need to take to be able to once again put that monster to sleep. Maybe not asleep. Maybe to be able to put that monster in its grave once and for all. And, you know, I think that time is now. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Who'd have thunk it, right? But yet here we are. All of us either making videos or listening to videos, comparing and networking with each other and our stories and how they are eerily similar to each other. I always like to say that the only thing that changes is the face. We all have the same problem. And we all have a pretty deep understanding that those that can truly understand this are ones that have gone through it. I believe that that's one of the big reasons why making these videos and watching these videos is so comforting to us. You all know this, right? PTSD is something that explains a lot of what was happening to us as we were growing up. Some of the feelings and fears and weaknesses and triggers and everything that we had in us that we couldn't explain, that one of our narcs could easily explain by saying something that would have the effect of that we just weren't good enough, we just weren't measuring up, we were the problems. And we all carried that with us for a long time. And we still carry the PTSD. And we will most likely carry that PTSD with us for the rest of our lives. The only thing that we can do is learn how to deal with it. And that's part of the phase that I'm at now. And I can see that everything for me is good. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on things. But every once in a while, I do get pushed. I do feel backed into that corner. And the PTSD in me will erupt like a monster. And that is one thing that I need to do away with. I need to learn how to deal with those types of things. It's rough sometimes. You want to run, but you just can't move. So, where am I going from here? Well, when it comes to my mother, I think, and I know a lot of people may not agree with me on this. This is for myself, and with my PTSD triggers, sometimes the first thing I want to do is hurt myself, not in a suicidal way, but I just want to hurt myself, as in picking up a pack of cigarettes and smoking, taking items that I've collected and just wanting to break them and just throw them away because I'm too stupid. I don't deserve to have this. Things like that have to be dealt with, and when it comes to what I'm about to witness with my mother, I feel in part that it's a lesson that I need to learn. I've never had to deal with anybody really close to me dying. I mean, I've had a couple friends here and there taken too early, but you know, I would think that, you know, a mother, a father, a child, a spouse, you know, maybe you were partially raised by your grandparents and you were always at your grandparents, and for me, the closest relationships I have had has been with my mother, my father, my sister, my children, and you know, my first two were not close at the beginnings of their lives, and my wife. And I've been fortunate, I guess, to not have to go through that type of a grieving process, even if the person has literally driven you crazy like my mother has. You know, I guess I still went through this with an idea that maybe someday things would be acceptable. Not with my father. I lost that with my father, even I guess a little kind of before I started doing these videos, but you know, the nail in the coffin was really when I learned this, as I've already said. So, taking a page out of the manual of Trevor Hawley, and you know, I know a lot of you know who he is and have listened to him. He made a pretty good series of videos trying to get over a pretty bad narcissistic domestic relationship that he was in with a girlfriend and at one time a wife. And you know, watching his recovery was pretty helpful, although, you know, I don't think I was really victimized domestically, or maybe in part I was, but I just don't talk about it because, you know, that shoe may fit me as well. So I don't really call anybody, any domestic relationships out for that. But Trevor did his thing. He took it a couple steps further, and then he realized that the final thing that he needed to do was to allow it to be put to rest. And that's what I think I need to do. So I'm not going to say that I'm just going to totally end my channel. I will definitely leave all my videos up. And, you know, they weren't to get me attention. They were so that I can take them off of my hard drive and listen to them while I was at work. And they were also out there for the benefit of of others that may want to listen to it. So I'm not deleting anything. I'm just... I won't even say that I'm not going to make another video, but it's going to be very, very few and far between. Just because, again, I think that this is just one of the final steps that I'm missing, is just for me, myself, talking about this. I encourage everybody who is making videos to continue to make videos, because I am listening. I'm not ready to just go cold turkey. But I need to get out of my own head for a little while, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, few and far between. If I really need to get on here and talk about something, I think, you know, I'll have this option to do it. And, you know, I guess kind of just between us, the public here, I'm not so good at doing this anyway. You know, I know I'm not a popular YouTuber. I have a very, very high quality audience, but, you know, I don't have a lot of subscribers. Sometimes it seems like I lose more subscribers than what I pick up. And, you know, that's my own fault, because I'm kind of, you know, a bit talkative, and, you know, can probably come out a little bit boring. I say the phrase, you know, an awful lot. I kind of felt funny until I listened to Ollie, and I heard Ollie doing it. But, you know. So I'm just not the type of person, I may have some good things to say, but I'm not the type of person to captivate an audience and keep everybody on the edge of their seat. You know, sometimes you got to know your role. So I understand what my role is. So, you know, I have, you know, a lot of you have my email. And I'll go ahead and I'll put my email in the description of this here. My Facebook account, I did reopen my Facebook, and you know, I do get on there if anybody wants to talk or interact or anything like that. I'm open to all kinds of connections. Just, you know, be warned. You know, I mean, I do a lot of political stuff on there, and, you know, I'm not for Trump. I'm not against Trump. I'm against the corrupt system. So, I might be a little different from some of you. But that's it. I don't know what else to say. I guess I just kind of feel strongly about this. That if I need to stop combating hate with hate, that I just need to get out of my own head for a while and let things come to a rest, you know? So, oh, and by the way, just because I have been open about this, and I do like to speak of the positives, and I have to say that my business is just absolutely booming. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm going to have to cut off the growth so that I can catch up and not sink, not hurt myself. I got a college that's coming up that my company is going to take care of. Couple other medical places, and those are ones that I'm committed to, that are a done deal, and we're just waiting for the starting date. So as I was kind of shining on being able to pass that 100,000 mark, the next milestone is, really right around the corner. That 250 mark. And again, this isn't what I'm making. This is just what the business generates. There's taxes, supply, payroll, all the overheads that go with it. So no, I'm not just sitting here bragging, saying that I'm wiping my butt with money, because I'm not. But my business is growing, and if I continue to work hard at it and put the attention into it, there is a pretty good chance that now that I'm 40 years old, I really do have it figured out and can do a little bit more than keeping my head above water. So that makes me happy. I built that. Not too bad for a toilet cleaner, huh? So I'll go ahead and close this out. See how long it takes me to post this. And I appreciate every bit of support that I've gotten from all of you. And I still want to interact with everybody through comments and email and things like that there. I know I haven't really had a lot of time to do that. Same thing with, making these videos. That's time factor has slowed me down a lot, but I still want to interact with everybody, because we are each other's support. We are each other's support, and I repeat again, I just need to get out of my own head for a little while, that's all. So, thank you very much for everything. For everybody that's stuck around and seen me at my best and seen me at my worst, and hopefully you'll still be around for whatever little progress report I might make. Maybe I'll do something monthly. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So, Thank you, everybody. With a lot of love. I appreciate everything that I've gotten to make out of this.